What's up, everybody? I'm back with another two deals video, and it is a lot to cover. I can only cover but so much every video. Today we have a bunch of deals. We have a lot of Milwaukee stuff from Home Depot. We have some Makita deals, some really sweet ones. Some Metabo HPT from Acme Tools and Lowe's, and something from Wayfair. Let's get it on. As a reminder, everything will be clickable in the lower left-hand corner or in the description at the top. Some things might be found in the pinned comment. Don't forget about your Rakuten and Retail Me Not for free cash back. And if you use Rakuten, you'll get a bonus $50 when you sign up, but you have to use the link in the description or in the pinned comment to get that. Let's get on with the show. First up, over at Home Depot, we have this Milwaukee Forge battery as a BOGO. Now, we all know BOGOs are dangerous from Home Depot right now. There's a lot of stuff up in the air. Some people think yay, some people think nay. I'm telling you, don't risk it for the biscuit. You could try it if you're only doing it like once, twice a year, but I wouldn't make a habit out of that. But let's talk about this deal. So this battery is normally $229 or roughly $250. This is Milwaukee's tabless battery. Now, this is what you get for free. All right. So the main item, you got to click the actual shop this offer to see what the main item is. They have pole saws, all right, pole hedge trimmers actually, and angle grinder. I really like this because again, this battery is only $250 itself. This angle grinder is $279, which they've honestly raised the price on because it's normally not that expensive. But $279 and you get this tabless battery. That's a sweet deal despite the little bump in price right there. Then we have a hedge trimmer kit that already comes with its own 8 amp hour Forge battery and charger. So you got to keep that in mind. Then you get this little gift right here. And again, this is one of those things where you might want to take the biscuit and risk it and it'll knock this thing down. But we'll come back and double check and see what that knocks down to be. You have the high torque impact wrench kit. I wouldn't do this. This comes with the dinky little 5 amp hour battery, not the Forge. And then you have another Forge kit, which we'll talk about in a second, for $349 that you could do. Have a hammer drill kit. Then you have a nice pack out kit. All right, it comes with the top of line hammer drill, the impact driver, that same $279 angle grinder, and a hacksaw. And it's all the fuel stuff. The base pack out rolling box and 2 5 amp hour batteries. $599 is ridiculously cheap for that alone. We're going to mess around with this, and when we add this tabless battery to the pack, oh boy. But I will say this, for $599 and throwing that tabless battery in there, that's a good deal because all of these tools will benefit from that tabless battery, and you can just not even think about using these 5 amp hour ones. All of these tools will love that 8 amp hour tabless battery. We also have this 12 amp hour starter kit. We're going to talk about that too. Then we have a circular saw, a reciprocating saw for $279. This deep cut band saw for $399. You have a rotary hammer drill. As you can see, a lot of stuff. We have a 16-inch chainsaw that also comes with its own 12 amp hour Forge battery and a charger. And this $499 for that. That's a sweet deal, but I'm going to say hold your horses because Makita will anyway enter the chat later on. Now, let's go to this deal because to me, this is offering the best absolute value. So let's go ahead and select this. All right, for those of you that may be interested in the biscuit here, we're going to view carts and we'll see what that breaks down to be. So after we've added that, this whole thing breaks down to be $433. Now, keep this in mind. Just this, the hammer drill impact driver and these two batteries in their regular little hard case is $399. So for an extra, $34, extra $34, you're going to get these two extra tools here, an angle grinder, a hacksaw, and a pack out rolling box for extra $34. Whoo boy. See, that's worth a biscuit in my opinion. But again, this tabless battery will benefit all of those tools. So you might want to just consider keeping it all and really being happy because $599 for all that is an insane deal. So you could play around with that, but to me, that's the best value there. Let's move on to the 12 amp hour starter kit. Same deal. You just have the 12 amp hour starter kit and you get this tabless battery. the 8 amp hour one as a free gift. Now, this is redundant, kind of ish, because that 12 amp hour battery is going to look ridiculous on an impact driver or a drill. You get what I'm saying? The 8 amp hour is borderline crazy. But if we're adding this to the cart, let's just see what the 12 amp hour starter kit would be. All right, so now once you've added both of these to the cart, you have this 8 amp hour battery at $129 and then this 12 amp hour starter kit at $169.32. I don't know what to tell you, but that is Milwaukee's finest right there in terms of batteries and chargers, so that's an insane deal right there. Moving on, we have a very similar deal here. Now, this removes the 12 amp hour battery and gives you instead a dual charger. So this is for those of you that have that high demand for batteries or have a lawnmower for whatever reason your lawnmower didn't come with a dual charger. I don't know what's happening. But you get this for $349, so just ups at $50, and then again adds the same 8 amp hour battery. Me personally, depends on the tools you have. If you had a chainsaw, something like that, that 12 amp hour for sure is the way to go for some big power tool or big outdoor tool. But if you're trying to just use like basic stuff, impact drivers, drills, even like circular saws and stuff like that, that 8 amp hour should be sufficient. I don't know. Maybe you want the 12 amp hour for that. But the smaller tools, definitely you want to do the 8 amp hour stuff. So they have that as well. We also have this, if you have seen it, just the 12 amp hour battery as a BOGO. However, the tools you have to buy, man, unless you needed these, my Lord, this is really, really expensive just to get a free battery. So I would avoid that again unless you needed some 1-inch impact wrenches. Now, moving on, like I told you, Makita was going to enter the chat. So we first have this blower, and this blower is good for 565 CFM. And that's not bad. That's not bad. That's not a slouch at all. And this is Makita's 40 volt line. So you get this charger and you also get this 4 amp hour battery. Not a 2.5, but you get the 4 amp hour battery, normally $439. Check this out. If you're lucky enough, this is $199 at a lot of Home Depots, okay, for the entire kit. But we're not finished. Stay tuned, and I'm going to tell you why you want to run out and get it. Moving on, we also have this string trimmer. All right, and I know you see I'm running out of Home Depot tabs. You're like, dude, what does this have to do anything with the chainsaw? Hold your horses, okay? So we have this Makita string trimmer, and we have the same charger and the same 4 amp hour battery. Once again, from $499, this is $199. This is all the same Home Depot right here. Goodness gracious. Whoever goes there is going to clean the heck up. Now, right now, Makita is having a rebate. If you bought said blower kit, you get a free chainsaw, free 16-inch chainsaw. And if you bought said string trimmer kit, you get a free chainsaw. So for $400 or $200, depending on what you can find, $400 will get you all of this. Each little individual set or bundle here, $100 a piece. I know the flippers have already flipped out, checked out, and they're on their way to Home Depot right now. So there you have that. Moving on over to Wayfair. I have been traveling a ton for YouTube all year, really since March. And when I come home, it's just nothing like it. I stay in pretty decent places when I travel, but when I come home, I'm trying to tell you, this is the one I have. Y'all, it is so comfortable. If you have back pain and hip pain and all of that, or you just don't sleep well, it's probably your mattress. This thing doesn't get hot. It is just perfect. There's a perfect amount of firm to softness. Man, it's the best mattress I've ever had, and I am going on a year using this thing now, maybe longer than that now. I love it so much. It's on sale for $16.79, and the queen, I have a king, but I think this is out of stock here, unfortunately. But the fulls, the doubles, the twins, the California kings, they are all in stock and 30% off. So I just wanted to show you guys that. And if you're new to Wayfair, you sign up, you get an extra 10% off. So that is insane for a high quality mattress. Just wanted to put that out there. Moving on, we have these deals from Acme Tools / Lowe's. We're going to be going back and forth because because I want to make sure you guys get the best deal. So first up, we have this Metabo HPT 7 1/4 inch circular saw, and this is a right-hand circular saw. For those of you that are new to that, like, what you want to do is look at the dust extraction. Which area does the dust shoot out? So if you were using this with your left hand, the dust is going to shoot on you. Now, if you are using your right hand, it's going to go away from you. So that's generally how you want to look at these. Their rear handle is normally geared more towards the lefties. As you can see right here, the handle's on this side and the dust extraction's on this side. So if you're a lefty, that is what I would generally recommend. But you can still make it work regardless, just depending on how you stand and all of that. But it's going to be, more comfortable depending on where this dust extraction is. Now, with all that said, we have this deal here for $179. Again, that is really good for a 7 1/4 inch, and it has a BOGO. It comes with two 2-amp-hour batteries and a charger. Plus, for a limited time today only, there's 15% extra off. Now, if you see this and this 15% off is gone, then just head on over to Lowe's and buy it, because they still have the same BOGO and it's $10 cheaper. But obviously with the 15% off, it'll be less than $169. So with that 15%, Acme Tools. With that 15% gone, you want Lowe's. So there you go. Now moving on, we have this 18-volt reciprocating saw from Metabo HPT. Lifetime warranty, just like the circular saw that I failed to mention. This has a BOGO with that 15% off. It's $139. At Lowe's, it's the same. $139 with the BOGO. But again, you have that extra 15% off. So again, if you missed that, then you want to take advantage of Lowe's. Now, as a reminder, that is not the 36-volt version. Now, we can do them side by side here, and you can look at the differences. Boom, that's 18 volts. This is the 36 volt. You can see they're two completely different animals, but they both have orbital functions. The difference is that this has modes. So they both do 3,000 strokes per minute, but this one has 4 different speed settings. So it goes as low as 1,700, where you could just, pull the trigger and don't have to worry about feathering it. This also has a rafter hook, and those are some of the key differences here. Plus, it's 36 volt. So it can use a battery, or if you have the adapter, which is becoming increasingly hard to find these days, you can plug this in to the wall and you can saw all day. So there you have that. Again, all of them will have lifetime warranties without needing to register. Moving on, we have this Metabo HPT right angle drill for $399 with the additional 15% off, and you get to choose from a starter kit. Now, I want to show you guys a starter kit because you might get a little confused. So let's select from here, and it's going to give you 2 options that look identical. All right, so one is going to be, $199, and the other one's going to be $219. I could not find this one, the top one, the $199 one, on Metabo HPT's website. I could find this one though. I recommend just get the one for $219. Maybe this is a 2.5 amp hour battery, and this is a 4 amp hour battery. Maybe that's the difference. I don't know. I couldn't see. This one, no, it actually states that it's a 4 amp hour, 8 amp hour battery. This doesn't say anything, but this is a 4 amp hour battery as well. And when you put it on an 18 volt tool, it becomes 8 amp hours. So I don't know, just get the one that's on Metabo website, which is the one that's $219. So I just want to show you that. And as for the drill, I've never used it. The reviews are good. It also has a lifetime warranty. So, hey, can't beat that. So there you have that. Moving on, we also have this Metabo HPT triple hammer 18 volts impact driver. Again, it's not the 36 volt, but 18 volt. And it has a ridiculous BOGO here. All right, so it already comes as a kit with 2 20-hour batteries, a charger, and a hard case, and the fantastic impact driver. But also it comes with 4 more 2-amp-hour batteries, which is insane. So six batteries for the $199. Again, with that additional 15% off. Super sweet deal there. But if you missed the 15%, you can get the same deal over at Lowe's. And finally, we have this plunge router over at Acme Tool on a BOGO. This also has that same weird $219 and $199 BOGO there. And this is $279. Now, the interesting thing about this is $279 with 15% off, and at Lowe's it's $239. But Lowe's does not have the BOGO. That's why I don't even have it up. I don't want you to get confused or go over there. It does not have the BOGO, so don't try to price match. Don't do anything. It won't work. It doesn't matter. This 15% off will make it $237, so it's still $2 cheaper. Plus, again, you get the charger and the 4 and 5 battery. And that is it for today's video. Hopefully it was helpful. If you got any value from it, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any deals in the future. Share this with your brethren, and I will see you guys next time.